Coming up here, Circle Debate Podcast, episode 51. As we're going to go ahead and recap this past week, AEW Dynamite. Oh, hellacious event, I'll tell you that. And also, pro wrestling news and New Japan news, and also breaking down the card for this Sunday's Impact Rebellion as well. And also this past week's NXT. So don't go anywhere as episode 51 starts ahorita. Welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast, episode 51. We're almost there to that 1 year anniversary. We're almost there. It's just a little, and you'll hear the announcement. Trust me, you will. But yes, this is the host, the devious one here with my family, the West Side, the West of all Wests. So let me go ahead and introduce. He is the one and only that wants you okay, Chico. He wants to make sure you're all right. Take that. There you go. He is the one and only. The director. What up? And of course, he is the hatter of all hatters. He's not Senor Calles today. He is Senor Mateo MGC Matistipo.
Well, you see, when we just disappear in that truck and you don't even know we're not there, you know.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. MGC Matistipo. And of course, I have to introduce this man because, like I said, our sponsors will not like it if I don't introduce him very well. So yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, he is a multi-time recording artist, a graduate from Council Domingos Hills, the 2018 World Karaoke Champion. He also lives 1,977,000 miles from Winnipeg, Minnesota, Canada. He is the master disaster, the king of sting, the man with the plan. Money, by God, Mike Lopez.
Oof, man. What a great week we've been having here. If you have not seen it yet, my match of the week is on YouTube. Go check it out.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We did mention that every week we will be having, each one of us will be having our matches of the week. So stay tuned for next week because the director is going to have his match of the week, and we'll see what it is. We don't know.
Special planned. I mean, not hopefully. It's definitely planned. I can't wait to see what match it is. There's a particular event. I'm going to be watching it, and I'm excited.
Definitely. And also just to remind everyone as well that it doesn't have to be major promotions. It can be also any promotions that's independent promotions. Anything. Mike said earlier off the air, it could be a backyard wrestling match, doesn't matter.
Well, it can't be Juggalo Championship Wrestling. You know that. Sorry about it.
Oh, my God. But yes, let's go ahead and start it off. Gentlemen, what a week. Before we start, I just wanted to say I'm very happy that we have this diversity that you have. NXT Tuesdays, AEW Wednesdays, Impact Thursdays. Who cares about Friday?
I heard good things that Friday's actually doing very well for itself right now.
I know, yeah.
Especially as opposed to other days that rhyme with Monday.
Yeah, see, I don't mention Mondays because Mondays is shit. I ain't gonna waste 3 hours of my life watching bullshit. That's it.
3 hours.
I mean, technically, a lot of days rhyme with Monday.
Spoiler alert.
The day he means by the day. All right, let's start with the. Let's start with the opening match. Let's start with AEW Dynamite this past week, which was, by the way, their viewers were 1.104 mils. Compared to last week, it was just down, but I mean, that's fine. Doesn't matter. They're in the millions. They haven't been in the millions. That's of
and millions
of AEW fans. That is right. And so we had the opening match. Adam Hangman Page defeating a Ricky Starks. Sensational match. I'm going to let Don Calles take the floor on this one. Give us your thoughts of that opening match.
Well, You. That's a little tease there. No, it's something I've been wanting to see for a while. Like, I guess, like Team Taz against Dark Order is going to be pretty cool coming up. And then the other thing is, like, you know, next week is Brian Cage versus Adam Page. And I've been wanting to put like either Kenny or Adam against any of the big dudes. Those are the matches I've been wanting to see since they came into the company. Because Moxley against the big dudes and then Cody against the big dudes, I'm just kind of like, you know, I mean, I know how they work, but just the way Kenny and Hangman, like their move set and how they move and their history in Japan and you know, how, like, I've been wanting to see them against any of the big men. Just mix and match, you know, Hangman versus Lance Archer, Hangman versus Brian Cage, Hangman versus, you know, Jake Hager, you know, Warlow. Yeah, the list goes on. And then Kenny interchangeable. But, like, once again, you know, I'm glad that they got that through. And, you know, that former NWA TV champion himself, Stroke Daddy, you know, let's not forget his name. Yes, I wonder what that's. I wonder if it's because he plays golf. It might be that.
You know what? I think so.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure, but you're onto something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolute Ricky Starks, Stroke Daddy. I think they might as well call him Pitching Wedge or 9-iron or something.
Golf jokes.
Yeah, golf jokes.
Hey.
You know, Money
Mike. Talk to me.
Yeah, it was cool. I you know, Dynamite always starts with a great match. You know, two young guys. I'm a fan of both. I do wish, however, that Ricky Starks would kind of get away from Team Taz, but it almost seems like that's kind of been teased here and there. Like this, it's been sprinkled, and I feel like I want more of that. You know, same with Brian Cage. So who knows? We might, after all, get that Brian Cage versus Adam Page, and you know, all that Page stuff going on. Maybe that'll happen down the line. Yes. So, you know, good start to Dynamite for sure.
All right, director.
Yeah, started off strong like always. I like that German suplex that Ricky took and then flipped out of it, and the psychology of the match ending in a submission was cool. Where Ricky was just in so much pain, I don't even think he tried to get to the ropes for that finish, which is not something you always see from Adam Page, who likes to go out with a literal bang with that lariat, buckshot lariat. Yeah, sorry, I was like, I forgot what to call it. Yeah, good start. Obviously, I think with Blood and Guts, we're setting up faction versus faction, and so this was the first match of the night that set that precedent of Dark Order versus Team Taz. I don't know the hints that Ricky Starks going face. I think they're going to get that Brian Cage thing out of the way first, unless they double switch us and Brian Cage actually goes full heel and beats the shit out of Ricky Starks, and he's the one that leaves Team Taz. That would be kind of not great, but kind of cool. I don't know. It'd be funny if they did that.
It would be interesting though.
Because, yeah, I mean, it would be like, oh, they flipped it just when we thought they were going this way, then went that way.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of that in AEW though. They don't do a lot of like crazy plot twist swerves. I mean, the biggest ones were involving MJF. So yeah, we will see if their storylines ever kind of do that Vince thing where they kind of swerve you a little bit. But
yeah,
you know, one thing I didn't comment on was Hook. He's finally coming out of the hood. You know, literally.
Yeah. Is that pun intended or?
He's like literally coming out of the hood.
He's not wearing his hoodie sweater. He's not he's showing his face.
Yeah, showing his face.
He's not the towel, so the hood is kind of like his towel.
Yeah. I guess like tribute to Papa. And you know, we're seeing a little bit more character from him getting more involved and him taking some hits. You know, him finally getting some Adam Page fades, catching some Adam Page fades. You know, Page fades.
That made him go away in the shade.
Yeah, Page fades. There you go. Hook those fades. You know, so We'll probably see Hook in some singles matches a lot sooner than we think. You know, I mean, look at Dominic Mysterio. That guy got thrown into the fire a lot quicker than we thought.
Oh, do you think a lot quicker than he should have been?
That's a good question.
He's done well.
Yeah, he's doing all right, but I mean, early he got put in pretty early, I think.
Who, Dominic?
Yeah, he's literally learning on the job. So
let's see how Hook does. Like everybody's different. Hook might have more promo power. Maybe he might do some more character stuff. Like he's got a pretty like mean, bratty, jerky type face. That's like you want to you definitely want to slap him, and that's perfect for a heel.
Matt said that. Not that does not represent the opinions of Circle of Debate.
Like Hook's like this is Hook's face. Like, so for those of you listening on audio platforms, I'm scrunching up my face like I ate a lemon. That's like this is Hook. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? One thing I'm also happy to is for Ricky Starks finally too, because we haven't necessarily seen him in a match on Dynamite, more on Dark or Elevation. So I'm really more happy for him. He's getting more TV. He's getting TV time. Yeah, he cuts promos and all, but what I mean, match, you know, it's would like to see him more. And like how Mike said, you never know. It looks like they're switching it around because he didn't do anything. He just, you know, we'll talk about the later on Aftermath. I mean, he was just staring at someone and didn't do anything. You know, that's
right.
Kind of caught me an eye. I'm like, what's going on there? Like, are they switching it up the story now? Is it now going to be Ricky leaving Team Taz? But I don't know. I'm loving it that this is actually intriguing to see who's going to be the one to switch. And now, let's go on with Cero Miedo. That's right. What a fucking fantastic match against Trent. Now, that match was definitely intriguing for sure. And here we go. For our audio platform listeners, Money Mike is putting on the Pentagon Cero Miedo mask that he purchased at República de Lucha. There you go.
Sí, eso mero. La verdad que sí me gustó bastante la pelea que tuvo Penta y con puro cero miedo. Muy bueno.
Ahí está. You heard it
comprende?
Right.
Comprende.
Sí, comprende. But, you know, besides the match, let me go ahead and also add another follow-up question on this. So now we're seeing Alex now being used more. We've seen him prior as just to be a translator. Now he's actually accompanying him to the ring.
Manager Alex.
Right, Manager Alex now. So I got Money Mike says you were the master. So I'm going to go back to you.
Sure.
Your thoughts, and also your thoughts about Alex being the manager. Do you see that fitting for Penta? Or do you see this a temporary thing with Alex and Penta? Or you rather see Alex behind the scenes better instead being a translator? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
Okay. So I like watching BTE, right? And Alex makes regular appearance on that show. I've kind of made a habit of skipping the show when he's on because I don't like his segments. And our good buddy Jim Cornette said it best, I think, that like he has a heelish face, a face that you would like to, beat up. He just has that heel-ish quality, I feel. Now, having said that, having him as the interpreter, if Penta's a heel, then yes, I definitely I'm all for it. But I don't know, they have to kind of tread lightly here because it would be easy for it to get kind of cheesy with the whole Penta says thing. I'm liking it so far. I will say that in the match itself, in the thick of it, it did seem out of place that he just got the microphone and the Penta says, and it just seemed like he just wanted a reason to say Penta says, to kind of to force it to happen, it seemed a little bit forced to me at that point. But we'll see. I'll give it a few more weeks. I'll try not to skip him.
Your heart is open. Your heart is open.
Getting there. Poquito por poquito.
Exacto, poco por poco. Ahí está. Ancho por ancho.
Eso mero.
Eso mero. Director, do you agree with that, or do you have to beg to differ?
I don't watch him outside of AEW, so I don't know if I'm annoyed by him at all. I think it's a good mouthpiece, for sure, because he does have that heel vibe. But what I like about Death Triangle is that it's actually like a mixed team where you have two heels and a face. So you have Penta and Pac as the heels, and obviously Ray is kind of like definitely, I think I forget what the Spanish term for good guy was. Rudos and
Técnicos.
Técnicos. Thank you so much, brother. I should know that. So you have that in one faction, which is not common anywhere, let alone in Lucha Libre. So that is cool. As far as the match goes, Trent lost, and it's his first official match back from injury. So I don't know if that kind of buries him or if that just means he has plenty of time to recover from that loss. Again, we're setting up, I think, more blood and guts faction versus faction matches. I think that's what we're doing. That's what it feels like, is the whole event is just going to be 3 or more versus 3 or more on the card. Neither of their best matches, but I forgive it because, like I said, it is Trent's first match officially back. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that one.
Don Calles.
So did anybody else notice, Pentagon is Batman Pentagon?
Yes.
And that Bat Pentagon. I was about to mention, like, I'm gonna reference The Tick. If anybody ever used to watch The Tick,
Okay.
Bat Manuel. Like, I almost thought Alex Abrahantes is gonna go like Pentagon is now Bat Manuel. I like her sister. She's Catholic. Like, Bat Manuel. Like, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, dang, he's got like. He's got his work cut out for him up against Bat Manuel, like, because like maybe it was like either Bat Manuel or like Devil Horns, but it's like, Batman Cero Miedo.
Do you like Alex being a fit for him?
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, I even remember him being kind of hilarious on being the elite. He would show up in such weird places. Rather than a heel face, I kind of see his face somewhat comical too. Just that kind of that chin and that nose kind of like like somebody needs to make memes out of Alex's face. Just like,
go get Chris started and Mike.
Like before rock blocking, you guys ever knew about like rock blocking? It's the Rock's face in front of some nudity, and it's just the Rock like.
Oh, that's funny. No, I don't. That's
And then
I wish I did, though.
It's not my avenue, buddy.
And now everybody was like, "Can I get this picture unedited?" And I'm like, "Sure." And it's just the Rock smiling like that. So Alex Abrahantes, you could just like Abrahantes blocked like with his chin. Because for those listening on audio platforms, I'm pushing my chin and my nose out forward, so it's just like. That's Alex Abrahantes, like, and especially like he's saying you suck and you're ugly and and you kiss my ass. That's what he's saying in Spanish. Like, that's it almost reminds me of like a South Park gag, look at you, you murder. Well, that's what I would say if I was, So I think they might play with that a lot more. I'm gonna really enjoy this segment like so much, and some more Bat Manuel, in Death Triangle,
Right.
I hope if they make Ray Phoenix Robin, then I'm I'm out of here. I don't think.
I don't
Bat,
think. I think
Bat Manuel and Roberto, what's Robin Espanol? Robin.
the Robin.
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 The
Robin.
And then, of course, we did have that pinnacle segment. If I could say, for the first time ever, we heard
Piña.
La Piña. For the first time we ever heard actually Wardlow speak. Very long conversation.
Yeah, instead of just like 1 or 2 words or grunts.
I must say, I think he did pretty well with what he was, said to do. Yeah.
Do you guys feel the same?
Yeah. It ties in a little bit later with the Inner Circle interview that was in the ring, where the 2 people that primarily spoke were in the Pinnacle. It was Wardlow, and then in the Inner Circle, it was Jake Hager. who Wardlow has a clean victory over, which is insane. Still to this day, insane that it happened. So I think that's definitely going to be a big man feud that has yet to be fully fleshed out. So I think they were setting that up with both of them being the mouthpieces for their respective factions.
I definitely agree. I agree 100%. And let's move on to man. I think it should have been like a freaking co-main event or something. I don't know why they didn't do that. But it's understanding because it's a 2-hour show. So I'm pretty sure it's like by the end of it. Man, Hikaru Shida Tay Conti match. I just want to say anything before we fucking round up.
Yeah, seriously. How WWE doesn't know how to use Tay Conti is a blessing in disguise. I'm glad they misused her and let her go because she's now doing the damn thing.
You know what? It's tough, the fact, because they really didn't use her. Like, I mean, I get your point, but I think if they would have, I think she would have stayed. I think the night she, no, you know what? I'll take that back. No, they just still would let her go because her character development doesn't fit what they want. But
right
here in AEW is more international compared to NXT. So I'm glad they gave her that platform and for her to develop her character as herself and more focus on her fighting background and her fighting technique. That's why she's like a good hard representative of Brazil, and I love that. And her bowing down is like, because she's, when we spoke about it prior before in the archives, we have spoken about her, her background in judo. So I enjoyed it. So, man, overall, this was a phenomenal match. Yes, phenomenal. I'm saying the word phenomenal because it was. Kudos to all the women in AEW, and I'm glad you guys are picking up the pace from Thunder Rosa Britt to this now. Speaking of Britt, we did see her come out right after the match after Hikaru, defeated Tay Conti. Titantron, and there you go, look, number 1. So it's becoming in fruition. That Britt Baker might be the one taking that belt away from Hikaru Shida.
Seems about right. The build's right.
It's about that time. She never, she was the first women signing in AEW. And never got the belt. Never became the first one.
I'll say this about the match though, in particular, is that that Hikaru Shida versus Tay Conti, I could draw a lot of parallels with that match with Adam Cole versus Matt Bro. Matt Riddle, yeah, because it's that same energy where there's it was a really good match with a lot of the false finishes and the near falls and just all those super finishers that Hikaru Shida, that witches, what was it, the witches something
witches brew,
it was she just threw her onto the turnbuckle it was like a Samoan drop onto the turnbuckle where she just throws Tay Conti onto there. And I actually really like that as a finisher. It's pretty brutal. You just like from the shoulders down onto the turnbuckle. It looks brutal. That's probably one of the most brutal finishers I've seen in a women's match. Like I would have been okay with that as the finish. Just she gets that and then gets the pin. But the Tamashi is all right, and so is she also does the Shining Wizard, and the katana looks kind of cool. It's like a spinning kick, but that witch's brew.
Something which is I don't know. I forgot to go back to.
She just throws her onto the turnbuckle and it's not like a buckle bomb. It's like I guess either your chest or your stomach gets hung up on that top turnbuckle.
Yeah,
just ow. You can't fake gravity.
You heard it here first. That's science.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, go ahead, director. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I didn't think Tay Conti was going to win the title on a Dynamite, but it would have been a great upset if she did. Earlier, you were wondering why this wasn't the co-main event. I do believe this was perhaps the first hour main event, so that there are a lot of viewers that they figured out the demographic pops at the end of the hour. So this was a great spot for them to be, I guess you would say, the first main event of the first hour.
Yeah.
Man, I do feel bad for Tay Conti for losing in a title match cleanly like that with so much hype going into it. But I don't know if she would have been ready for the title in story. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Where she goes from here, I mean, we obviously know who the next women's champion is going to be, and she's going to do everything she can to get that belt. and everything she can to not defend that belt, in my opinion. I think she's going to have Reba Rebel do a lot of shenanigans to get that belt and use that tactic to keep her from defending it. And maybe Tay Conte, she has to work her way back up. I don't think she's going to be next in line after Britt gets it. I don't know who would be. I don't know who's. I usually have the rankings pulled up.
I still said, like, you know how we said it probably before. We have said that hopefully by the time Anna Jay comes back, to see when Anna Jay comes back, I have a feeling.
Yeah, like I'm gonna always say Anna Jay deserves it, even if she should deserve the title shot like the day she comes back, type of shit. But
yeah.
It's Britt Baker. I guess Thunder Rosa with Nyla Rose, Red Velvet, but Red Velvet just lost to Jade Cargill. So, like, I don't think Jade's anytime. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird because the Thunder Rosa thing, like, Thunder Rosa could say, like, I know I beat you in that, no DQ match, but it was unsanctioned, so it didn't count. Let's have one that counts. That could be the storyline. I see Britt winning that. But from there, I mean, you got Nyla Rose, who is a former champion. I don't think Red Velvet's going to be moving up in the rankings anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah, it's wild division. They only give me the top 5 in the AEW rankings right now. Obviously, Statlander just came back, but she's kind of in a thing with is she feuding with Allie right now, sort of? Or no, with
Penelope Ford.
Penelope Ford,
right. So that does have to be settled a little bit. Yeah, that division is, in my opinion, wide open.
Yeah.
And yes, I absolutely think Britt Baker's going to win the title in her next match against Hikaru Shida. It's the Shawn Michaels childhood dream story coming for a heel. That's what I think.
I love it. I love that. And
it's just coming. It's inevitable. She's going to get that belt. She's going to run it for a long time, and she's going to be #1 heel in the company.
Boom.
Be the face of the company, I think.
Oh yeah.
Undisputed Britt Baker.
Or something.
And then Maki Ito is gonna be doing the air guitar with the belt.
I didn't have anything better than that. I'm sorry, bro.
Just imagine Maki Ito air guitaring with the belt, with the women's tag team belt. Maki Ito's Maki Ito air guitaring.
Wait, I got another one. Root canal, baby.
Root canal. 2.
That's all I got. Britt, have that. That's my gift to you.
It's like she's operating on Maki Ito's cheese. Like, not too much candy, but I like candy. Ichigo candy. I like lychee candy. It's like, no, you gotta stop eating. You gotta floss more.
Oh my god, you heard it here on the COD.
Jesus Christ.
That's right, going for the DMD. Money Mike, the floor is yours.
So I do believe that whatever Chris Statlander is doing right now, by the time Double or Nothing happens, she'll be able to, finish up on that, right? So she's finishing up that. I do believe that Statlander and Baker would be Britt Baker's first feud as champion. It would be, something that she could win and, just go ahead and sit on her title reign, all that good stuff. Britt Baker's winning. DMD. I'm all for it. Yes, absolutely. Make it happen, Tony. It's overdue at this point, She doesn't even have an action figure yet, and she's been wanting one.
You're right. What's up with that? Like, what's up with that?
They already announced Series 5 and 6, and still no Britt Baker. Nothing.
I don't get it either.
If they're not going to give her the figure, give her the title.
There you go. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. All right. And then let's move on to the second hour of the show. That's when we see QT Marshall, the Factory. Of course, coming out with the Factory. And getting the assistance by beating, of course, the one, Billy Gunn. I really
sacrificial lamb to the Factory, man. It shouldn't have been Billy, but it made a statement.
Yeah. Then after that, we did see obviously the Factory attacking, and then we see Dustin coming out, hitting Camarado with the lounging beach chair, and Nothing. That face, that lemon face that you said earlier, Matt, that was the lemon face he was making. That was the lemon face. I'm like, okay, I don't know where the. I mean, my heart is open, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's hard for me to say anything positive about it. I mean, shit. Director, you talk to me about that. What are your thoughts?
Action rallies, man. I'm going to say it for every one of these matches, man. It's just setting it up, dude. I mean, I like that it's like the heel farm club, I guess you would say. That a farm club is when basically developmental territory, like AAA baseball or any other sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's what both of these factions are, and the heel face side of those factions. The Gun Club obviously is Billy Gunn, Austin Gunn. I think technically isn't the Hollywood Blondes in that group a little bit?
Both of his sons.
Yeah. But I'm saying also isn't Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman kind of on their team a little bit?
Oh no, they're not part of the Nightmare Factory. They're on their own.
No, they're not. But they're not part of like the Gun Club a little bit. They're not homies. Brian Pillman and Austin Gunn weren't a thing.
No, not
that I've seen. No.
Not that I've
Okay,
seen.
well, I'm just confusing a lot of the young buff blonde kids. And
Too many blondes.
Yeah. But essentially, it is still the heel training camp versus the face training camp. Another story, another faction versus faction. I'd have to do the numbers. I guess you have one per one. So you have a couple of the kids taking on a couple of the kids. Then you got the dads taking on the dads, is kind of how I'm seeing it balance out. And obviously, I forget the name of the big guy that kind of looks like the butcher with long hair.
Camarado,
yeah. So he could be taking on Dustin or Austin or Billy Gunn. QT could be taken, so they have it like age matched up. So like two old guys, two young guys on both sides. So, and they're all gunning for Cody essentially. Gun Club's protecting Cody. The factory is guns ablazing, pun intended, for Cody. So I don't know if there's going to be a stipulation like the winner gets to pick to fight Cody. Like if factory can get through there, then they can send like a Go-Go versus Cody. That would be the shit. I'd love to see that. I love that they're still setting up that right hook to the liver. I cannot think of more creative and simple finisher in pro wrestling in a while. If that's his finisher, a liver shot, that is insane. You've never seen a lot of fist strike finishers besides like Big Show's right hand, which was just bonkersly bad.
What was it called? There was
the knockout punch.
Was it the knockout punch, or
he learned it from like Mayweather, some shit like that, or
There's also the Superman punch, of course. I mean, we've got both Orange Cassidy
and that's such a big flourish, where like
Roman Empire.
Yeah, where just a right hook to the liver is just there's no setup to it. It just comes out of nowhere. Where Superman punch, there's a wind up, there's this shit.
You jump and then hook.
And it's such a cartoon version of the one that's effective in MMA. So like, there's that aspect to it. I still like the Superman punch, kind of, I guess, a little bit, but that right hook to the liver, that's pretty cool.
Money Mike.
I am not. My heart is kind of closed.
It had to happen, man. You can't be open for everything.
They haven't. They don't have the keys yet. No, absolutely not. Because, okay, the way Chris put it, training team versus other training team, that makes sense. But you have Billy Gunn there, a Hall of Famer, right? Losing to QT Marshall.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
I was not ready for that. That was great. if there was ever a time, right? Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, who the fuck is that guy? Really? No, come on, man. I don't know. It was not believable to me for any of that to go down. It just, I don't know. It's not hitting with me. No, I don't know. Ask me again in 3 weeks or 4. We'll see what happens. But at this point, I'm not digging this whole cutie
Cutie pies,
Cutie pies.
The cutie pies.
Yeah, I'm not digging it so far.
Oh my god!
Honestly, I feel Cody should not have been involved in this because there's no way QT or whatever Marsh. I'm just gonna call him Marshall. There's no way Marshall's gonna pin Cody. I just don't think that's gonna happen. So there's no point to this feud.
MGC floor is yours. I'm sorry, man. It was just too funny.
I got
Too
well.
funny.
Well, we know how people like Mike. You do say there is no way, but I mean this is wrestling. The way is always cheating. That's always the way, And heels do that. It's like the brass knuckles. The list, brass knuckles, chairs, whatever. What was it? Iron. What was it? Coal miner's glove. The list goes on. But taser gun. I mean, like that's how you beat like somebody bigger than you. You cheat, and out in the open for everybody to see, and then you make a whole angle about it. That's usually how it happens. QT's, he ain't too bad on promos. I heard Cornette's critique of "Wake Me Up Before You Go Get Punched," No, but his critique was that when you see a boxer, you want to see a punch to the face rather than to the stomach, is what you kind of want to see. But I'd say to that, I guess, he's a boxer. He's got multiple places he could hit. So who knows? Maybe next week he could punch you in the heart, he punch you in the face, he could punch you in the dick, punch you in the butthole. Like who knows?
What?
Right?
Hey, wake me up before you go, Anthony Ogogo. Before you go get punched. That's what I'll call him. Wake you up before you get punched and then put back to sleep. That's Anthony Ogogo for you. I mean, boxers, like the boxers in wrestling that have stayed, and then MMA fighters in wrestling. I kind of want to see him. You know what? I'll say this right now. Eventually, maybe Anthony Ogogo versus Jake Hager might be kind of fun down the line. Because right now Inner Circle's heading babyface. This group is trying to trying to rise as another heel group. So I guess these are two shooters, and we get kind of like a halfway shoot, halfway wrestling match with Jake Hager and Anthony Ogogo.
That would be
Who
interesting.
knows? Yeah, he's a real cutie pie for punches. Wake me up. Like, who knows? Jake Hager could probably sing that and wear the George Michael outfits.
I swear, I thought for a second you were singing Evanescence. Wake me up.
Wake me up before you go back to sleep with Anthony Ogogo.
Oh, no, then I'll be like, save me. Yep, from this fucking second.
Another.
Jesus.
You go back to sleep. You wake you up. You go back to sleep.
But yeah, KT, I don't know what they're going with this. I hope. This is the feeling that I have. They're going to get buried at Blood and Guts. Cody's going to show up, be the last member of that team, beat the shit out of QT, pin them clean, and then that's it. The factory's done. Going to Elevation, going to Dark. They're going to stay there for now on. They're going to be on Dynamite anytime soon again after this. That's how I feel it might happen. But you never know. Never say never.
I kind of think the opposite. I think Cody loses, and then that's his go-home move. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, that's right, because he's about to be expecting. So
I mean, yeah, and then why would you bury a new up-and-coming team like that? I mean, either losers are going to lose, winners are going to win. Someone's going to have to lose that match, and I don't think they're going to put all this hype into a new faction like Factory just to have them tank out that quickly.
Unless Arn turns on him.
Who do you think would pin Cody though? Would
it would be QT. There'd be some fuckery, and then QT like comes in and sneaks that win.
Yeah, I can see that.
He probably just comes in and gets the pin. He doesn't really maybe like a chair shot, something like that, and then QT hits like whatever his finisher is. I think the diamond cutter he's using out of like disrespect for the factory or the original Nightmare Factory. And then that would be pretty much it. Maybe he hits Crossroads. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, we did get the segment, the elite segment, of course. Some of the Don Callis. So Don Callis, what happened? Where'd you guys go, Matthew Guys? I mean, you guys were there talking shit. Next thing you know, you hear a horn honking.
Well, they didn't show them running out, so I'm wondering if they just kind of made a tape or something like that, like a recording ahead of time. Like they open the door, they're not there. I'm I'm wondering like if next week they're gonna totally like once again Swerves. You know, it's like, oh yeah, that was a video. You see, we already. Hold on.
His glasses.
You see, we already saw you coming, John, Eddie. We saw you coming ahead of time. We actually had a recording. We recorded. We actually broke into your car. We hotwired it. We keyed it. We used a special master key, and we recorded your horn honking. So that we were never there to begin with. And oh, by the way, we're raiding your fridge, Moxley. You too, Kenny. These you too, Eddie. These beef jerky here. It's quite delicious.
Excuse me, Don. How would they know what his horn sounds like?
Of course, you've been champion. You've been champion for so many. You've been champion for so many months. We've heard your truck pull in. I've been studying. You see, it's all part of the plan. It's been planned for years.
Because it's next level consciousness.
It's next level consciousness.
Yeah, I don't have that.
It's all part of the plan. You know, we take, and we take some more.
Invisibly, right?
You know, Mike, I'll tell you, we've got 69 reasons why.
Oh my.
I'm hoping the masked magician comes out and explains exactly what happened, reveals everything, because it seemed like just like a magic trick to me. You know,
yeah, they weren't there. What the heck?
Go, right?
Pre-recorded angles.
Yeah. It was cool. You know, it's cool to see Mox. You know, anytime, and I've said this before, anytime there's a vehicle involved in pro wrestling, I'm all for it. Whether it's the beer truck, Zamboni, or whatever, I like vehicles getting involved, and yeah. So this was no different. I enjoyed it, but how did they get out of there? That's what I want to know. Explanations, please.
Yep, so we got to send for next week for sure. Unless they had a golf cart, I'm right there waiting for them outside, very quick. Take them very quick. Do you feel the same way, director, or how do you feel about that?
I love anytime Kingston talks. I could listen to just his promos, and he's good in the ring too. The vehicle subject, yeah. I mean, we're always going to compare anything to two things. Usually the beer truck with Austin. Or I think Judy Bagwell also had a forklift or something like that. Remember, it was Judy Bagwell on a pole, and then like I think they put her up there on a forklift, some shit like that. So you have like the good and the bad of the vehicle situation. Obviously, Trent Seven's mom was great, or was it Chuck Taylor's mom? Yeah, that was a great literal vehicle and storyline vehicle. Yeah. But then you also have blowing up Vince McMahon inside a limousine.
Oh my god!
So it can really go. It goes extremely bad or extremely awesome. There's really not a lot of in between, because I can name every time a vehicle was used, and you're either going to be like that was awesome, or you're going to do that reaction right there where you roll your eyes.
I was really like at Revolution, I was really expecting them to crash an entire helicopter.
You know what I was expecting? I thought I was expecting Moxley and Kingston actually hauling away the trailer. That's what I'm like. Okay, they're hauling away the trailer. They're probably driving off with them, and them shaking like, "Oh my god, where we're going?" They should have done something like that. That would have been more intriguing too.
I actually kind of thought it was gonna be like a DX Express sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, or at least lead up to that down the line.
That's true.
To make up for the explosion.
And that's why Papa Vinny, Bruce Pritchard, and that guy too. Call us. We'll write for you for WWE because you guys need that shit. You guys have such horrible. But yeah, it's not about that. It's about AEW. That's what it's about right now.
Vince comes in the office. I don't think the kids are gonna like that. That's not gonna sell any toys. What was the latest movie that came out this week? Let's make it more like that movie.
Oh shit! Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Glacier
today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure. Woo! If you have HBO Max, make sure you tune in, and also on theaters near you. Not being sponsored by them. All right. You never know. Also, we have another Cage, Christian Cage. Very hard-hitting match against Will Powerhouse Hobbs. Of course, this is the ending of that. That's when we mentioned earlier about Ricky Starks. Went to this. Went up to a little bit of the save and looking at Christian like, what does this mean? Does this mean Starks gonna go face? That's what Mike mentioned earlier. And like,
right,
going on here, but overall, this match was actually great for Christian. It looked like he was tired as hell. It looks like Hobbs was controlling the match the whole time. But then again, I go back and I'm like, no, Christian knows what he's doing. He pretty much took the psychology itself already, just like David versus Goliath again. Once again, we could use type of mode match. But I enjoyed it, especially the kill switch on him. Oh my god, that looked nasty. My Jesus. So go to you, Don Calles. What were your thoughts about that match?
Christian, at last. You're on your own. I kind of miss that song and those sparklers, But I mean, like Kill Switch Engage, Rosa Sharon. Now, oh, sure, here
Yes.
A little bit of that. The Kill Switch Engage on the guy on Hobbs. I mean, I'm excited to see Christian feud more with Team Taz. I already see this match is already coming a mile away, you guys. You could predict it as well as me with the last two matches that happened, the pattern, the AEW books. Christian and Hangman versus, two guys from Team Taz, any two from them. And that's probably, and there's going to be different combinations of that within that might be the match for Blood and Guts or Double or Nothing. And who knows where it's going to go from there. One of them might get the TNT the FTW title. Who knows?
Yeah, right. The title that's never been defended in 25 years.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. Well, take it away, director. This is your
Hobbs this match was paced very well for someone as green as Hobbs is, especially in comparison to the decades. Christian's probably been wrestling since before Hobbs was born. But Christian's age was not relevant in this match. He sold for him. It was definitely a slow-paced big man versus small man match where Christian had to outsmart the big guy. And that's exactly what he did. I think Hobbs was going for like a running power slam, slipped out, hit the kill switch, got the win. Again, I don't want to go back to what we talked about at the top of the hour with the Ricky Starks thing. Maybe that's the thing. Obviously I think Cage has to go through everybody at Team Taz to get where he wants to be, obviously, because him and Brian have the same goal in mind.
Being together, being the Cages.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was, not a great match, but it wasn't a bad match. It told the story. It moved it along a little bit. We're one step closer to end the game here for Christian, and we will see what's next, whether it's a face turn for Brian Cage and him fighting Christian Cage. Like, that's what I think probably is coming, maybe not next week, but soon.
All right, Money Mike, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting to see Christian is so active right now, because had he stayed in WWE, it probably would have been the complete opposite. He probably would have been thrown around by Roman Reigns and injured or whatever, or kayfabe, right? Injured by him. So it's kind of like a second or third career resurgence he's having here, which is great, For Hobbs, this is actually the first time I see him in a singles match. So what a match this turned out to be for him, right? I think it was, like Chris said, well paced. It went well for what it was, right? And yeah, very, very cool. Very good by both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I agree with you 100%, director. Yeah, Christian made Hobbs look good, and at the end of the day, he didn't lose. He did not lose anything. He gained, if anything, after this match. A lot of experience from Christian, especially. So definitely agree with you 100% with that. Now, here's the question that I would like to know from all of you gentlemen. So we did see that Jade Cargill promo, right? Big question is, does she need a manager? So I'm gonna throw it back to you, Money Mike. Does she need a manager? And if she does, who would the manager will be? Who will be the manager out there?
Ah, man, that's a tough one. Obviously not Shaq, right? No,
Hey, what are you guys talking about? I could totally manage.
you can't beat Jade.
The gif, the Shaq gif.
You should
Oh no!
You missed what Chris just did. Right?
It's like
what Chris just did. Right?
It's like backstage. It's gonna be like Jade's gonna be like, "Hey Shaq, can you manage me?"
For all of our audio platform listeners,
sorry about it. For audio,
yeah, audio.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
We're making
on YouTube.
We're making all the stupid faces Shaq makes in many gifs and videos that he's in.
The shoulders that Chris just did.
Either the shoulders or the face.
Right.
Oh, this is the most I ever laughed. Jesus Christ.
Fucking Shaq.
But yeah, continue, Mike. My apologies.
No, I mean, freaking no, absolutely not. No, thank you on that. Pass. No, I don't think Vicky Guerrero would be a good fit. I don't think.
Excuse me. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I agree.
So you want her to join Undisputed Tooth Maki era?
I why not? Sounds good already. No, I honestly, she should be on her own. She could be on her own. We have too many factions going on right now.
Oh yeah.
And okay, let's just say she needs to be in a faction. Why not make an all-female one, right? An all-female faction. She could be the leader. Red Velvet turns, right? Joins with her. Add a couple more girls in there. Why not? I'd like to see that.
Okay. All right. MGC.
I mean, I guess like a tweener Lone Ranger, but I guess with how green she is at the moment, you'd either have to put a lot of trust in her or just see how she is. Because that first promo, what the hell? That promo was like, so you see, Cody, I got a real giant coming for you. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention. It's like it just kept going on and on and on. It's like, imagine if she just like started reading the phone book. John 1-900-357. Like, like she might as well have been reading the phone book at that point. I mean, Jade could use a mouthpiece, but I guess in the meantime, maybe she could make it kind of funny if she kind of develops kind of the comedy side. Just because the serious thing ain't working, She could be like, you see, I could because she's got the whole muscle logo. She could make jokes about being muscular, You see, I eat protein. You eat pizza. That's the difference between me and you. Look at my body, kind of like a female, Billy Graham, kind of.
Right.
Ah, nice. Okay. Do you agree with that, director?
I don't think she needs a mouthpiece, most definitely. I know she doesn't need a mouthpiece because she's very confident on the mic and she has no issue speaking. I don't know what purpose a manager or a mouthpiece for her would serve at all. She already, in my opinion, speaks better than most of the roster. And yeah, she's too, I'm going to say this with as much respect as possible. She's a strong, independent Black woman that don't need no man. And she doesn't need a mouthpiece either. She's strong enough to do everything on her own, and I would love to see a character like that just take over. I also don't like the idea of her in a faction because you can't have that many Queen Bees running around. Otherwise, it's going to implode like Evolution did. That being said, if you did put her somewhere, I would love to see her in Team Taz. I like mixed factions. Swap her out with Brian Cage, and then maybe have Taz leave eventually, and then she's running that show.
That would be cool.
But that's just a theory. That's just an idea if it were to be her joining other people. I don't like the idea of her joining anybody, but if I were to pick, I would go that route.
Chris, you're kind of onto something there. I could see like Team Taz being kind of like, because every faction kind of has like a different like goth or rich person theme or just.
Oh, I am writing this as we are speaking. Taz leaves because I don't think this is supposed to be a permanent shtick for him anyways. He leaves. She takes over. She's the queen bee. Welcome to the hive.
So I think because that Team Taz or Team Jade, the Hive, like you said, it's gonna be more of like, I guess, a fitnessy, like realistic, muscle gang.
Yeah,
basically.
like a shoot thing, kind of like what the Ogogo characters doing.
Yeah.
For the factory, get rid of QT Mark. Okay, QT Mark. This his name alone makes.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Does not make me take it seriously, man. He has to just change it straight to Marshall, and I'll start taking that character a little bit more seriously.
Marshall's pretty tough, and he could kind of be like, it's that Marshall implies like a general or a cop.
Marshall, that would be fantastic.
I love that. I love that analogy.
Mockable.
I love that analogy how you put it. Because it's like how Mike's a stereotype. Okay, yeah, you have a boxer, you have a fitness model. Who else can you put? Like, okay, what is what in AEW can you mention?
An actual wrestler, per se.
Oh yeah. We'll put. Let's say Ricky Starks, right? Let's just say that, or Ricky Starks. Why not? Who else would fit the other one? Who's the one that's a non-wrestler? Like, I'm trying to think, who else who could fit in that?
I don't know.
Could be a trios faction too. It's not bad, but I like that. Very, very, very different, very unique.
But that, like I said, that's all. I don't think she needs anybody. I would love to see her just run her own show.
That's why, yeah.
And I think she has superstar power for days. So hopefully she sticks with this and they push the shit out of her.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you. I think the next feud I see her is with I think Kylie King. And then after I think we might see her and Big Swole coming up. That's what I feel that that's for the direction.
Big Swole would be cool. Man, there's a lot of interesting things. Abaddon is back. That would be a weird matchup. I don't think that would be a storyline, but I think that would be like one match. Just showing off Jade winning, kind of like a medium squash match a little bit.
Just the difference of styles. Would be kind of cool.
Definitely, yeah. I agree. And now with the main event of the evening.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you guys did not see, go back and see that match of the week. Brought to you by Money Mike Lopez. Because he is right. Because if not, he'll pick up a fight with your ass. And knock you out of sight. Oh, because he'll give you that cero miedo. That's right. But yes, the main event of the evening. Darby Allin defending his TNT championship, retaining it against Jungle Boy. Of course, we did see how Mike mentioned on the match of the week. We did see interference again with Stang.
Faction's gonna faction.
Yep, Stang with Luchasaurus. Was by the way, I'm like, Luchasaurus better been happy. Oh my god, I just punched a legend. I'm pretty.
How crazy is that? How wild! Luchasaurus and Sting are the thing right now. Like, what year are we living in? 99 and 99 million BC.
I think and Sting's actually like doing moves and stuff. I think that match could actually. That match has potential to surpass Muda versus Sting because of the way Luchasaurus works. His moveset.
They both have like the black and green tongue.
Yeah.
Makeup and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we did see the aftermath after Darby winning. Then we're going to shake hands. And then we see Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky jumping both of these individuals. And that's when you see Lance Archer out of nowhere coming out.
It's a classic Raw ending. Remember back in the Attitude Era, every Raw ended with everybody coming out.
Yeah.
This is bad for sure.
I missed that.
And then we see Stang with the back coming out. And I'm telling you, I think we've been mentioning this for quite some time. It's going to be Lance, the one who's going to be challenging Darby for that title. He's going to take it away.
100%. 100%.
Lance deserves it.
Why not? He can be the face.
Can you imagine the gravity-defying bumps that Lance can put Darby through?
I think he could throw him from one ring to the other.
He can lawn dart him. He can hit. Isn't there a pool on the other side? If you look at Daly's Place, the sign from the hard camera, it says Daly's Place, and I think there's the pool that they threw Matt Hardy in during the Stampede match.
Yeah,
he could pick Darby Allin and lawn dart him over the arena into that pool. Like, was it Rey Mysterio at Bash at the Beach got gorilla pressed into the pool or something? I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like a thing that happened. Yes.
Yeah. Somebody, I think Lex Luger gorilla pressed Rey Mysterio into the pool at a Bash at the Beach back in the day.
Yeah. I think it was.
I'm gonna look that up because
I thought it was Nash or Scott Hall who did it. I don't.
It might have been.
I think of the like when you throw a person, their center of weight being at the stomach and stuff like that. So it's like just.
But yeah, overall, this match, I can tell you that.
Oh, the Giant throws Scott Hall.
Okay, yes, okay. That
was way off.
Okay. I gotta go back, man. Oh, Jesus, but there's no more WWE Network now. There's Peacock.
Oh, wait, there it is. I knew it was a gorilla press. I knew it was into a pool. There it is. Bang.
So who was it?
It was Scott. It was Giant throwing Scott Hall into the pool with a gorilla press.
So was it Steiner and Rey Mysterio then? So it wasn't.
It wasn't Rey Mysterio. No, I thought it was because I was thinking just of a small guy that could be easily tossed.
Oh, okay. But I can tell you that this match could be. It was a quality pay-per-view match. Mike mentioned it, on the match of the week. These are two future stars of All Elite Wrestling that definitely is gonna be the pinnacle for that organization. Pinnacle.
La Piña.
Being La Piña for
does that mean pineapple? How do you say what is pineapple in Spanish?
Piña.
Oh, it is, right? Yeah, I knew piña colada. I knew something. Alcoholism came back.
Yeah, pineapple coconut.
It served a purpose.
There you go. But yeah, Money Mike, finish it off, man. Let the people know and give them what they want, courtesy of Dirty Heels. Shout out to you, Kobe Weaston and
Kobe Weaston.
That's right.
Weedston.
Give me some of that green stuff.
On a Tuesday. That was Tuesday.
Yes, my goodness. Like I said, it was a fun match to watch. All the pieces that are rotating around these two, right? And more specifically around Darby Allin. It seems that wherever Darby goes, chaos follows, right? There's all these people that have their eye on the TNT title. You had Scorpio and Ethan Page there too, right? So it gives importance to that title. It people want it. People are drawn to that. And this is, I believe, the third title defense in a row that he has.
Yes.
Yeah. So and on the main event, I believe, the main event slot. So TNT and AEW are really, really trusting Darby Allin to close out the shows and to be the main event, to be the guy. And honestly, I really enjoy that they're giving that to him and the TNT championship, because I forgot who said, I think it was Cody, that mentioned that the TNT title is no lesser than the AEW title itself.
Right. Yeah.
Agreed.
So, and things like these, bookings like these prove that, right? Mm-hmm. So that's another layer to this that made me choose this as the match of the week.
I love that. Director, do you feel the same way?
About the titles being equivalent?
Mm-hmm. Overall.
I like the sentiment behind it, but they are not equal. That's why Darby got that Dynamite title instead of the heavyweight title. So there is absolutely a mid-card difference. I mentioned earlier that there's a halfway point main event on Dynamite. So after the first hour ends, that's the first main event. That's where that title's going to stay. As far as not the booking of it, obviously we saw it in the main event of Dynamite. As far as I think the roster goes,
right.
It's nice of him to not want to make another Intercontinental title. Obviously, he was stuck in that mid-card limbo for 9 years, I think, over on the main roster.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. I mean, like, the title exists for a reason. It's prestigious. I'll give it that for sure. And I'm starting to think that Mike's maybe coming around a little bit on the Darby Allin title defense train.
Oh, that's right. He's opening his heart now with it.
Because I'm with you that even in this match against someone who is equally sized, but I think on definitely much more experienced, Darby was still the underdog. He was still kind of getting his ass beat a little bit, and it was still kind of a quick, from behind finish. Wasn't a coffin drop. It was like the Last Supper, I think, it was a submission move or something like that.
Yeah.
They both are the same character essentially, though. Like where Jungle Boy has these come from behind, he gets his ass beat. and then he has a Casa de Fuego, and then he gets the win. Same for Darby. I don't think that's going to happen in the Lance Archer match, but that would be pretty crazy.
Oh my God! Right?
If he gets his ass beat for like 9.5 minutes and just somehow comes up with like a roll, like he goes for the blackout and it gets turned into like an inside cradle or some shit, dude. Like I will maybe stop watching AEW. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's just the title exists for a reason. But I like it. They're treating it right. They're bringing prestige to it, and it's only been around like a year. So I don't look at it like the jobber title, like other titles that we know exist right now.
Yep, we already know.
24/7.
Yep, there you go. I was gonna say
Pat McAfee is the greatest champion they've ever had.
Jesus,
God,
no, Ron Gronkowski was the greatest one of all time. Okay.
No, Maria Kanellis.
Oh my God.
She was a 2-1 champion there.
Yeah, she was a 2-1 champion. That's fantastic. The first ever pregnant champion in wrestling history.
Exactly.
So that makes her unborn child was also a champion.
Exactly.
Undefeated
The
baby
embryo.
Kanellis.
Never lost a belt.
The baby's cutting a promo. We're just like, you see, I haven't even come out, and you see.
MGC, the floor is yours.
Here, let me brush the floor. You guys kind of went on a tangent. You gotta bring up exactly what subject we're on, Ivan.
Oh, you forgot.
Event.
Okay. Of course, the main event. So Darby and Jungle Boy, they remarked at the beginning of the match that they're too similar in size. That they're small, skinny guys. It's all about speed, and and both of them had to definitely bring out more aggression. I think definitely one of the highlights of the match was Jungle Boy doing all those moves. I wouldn't be upset with Jungle Boy getting the title.
Me neither.
But for the most part, there was definitely like a whole lot of, I guess Darby's going to reign pretty long for I guess relatively long compared to the other reigns, and it's definitely built him up as a star in the company. So I guess the rub is already there pretty much, and it's definitely time for somebody newer to get it. He could probably maybe either give or take maybe one or two more defenses, So
agreed. Let me ask all of you this question though. This match was like a kind of a quality pay-per-view match. Could have been in the near future, which I won't be surprised we will see this again, and I hope we do. But who do these two individuals, if they remind you of someone, like let's go take a blast from the past, or who do these two kind of like at their young careers reminds you of? Like I could say, we could go back to the WWE.
I feel like you have someone in mind, and you're waiting to see if we match your answers.
I just wanted to just to make sure.
I have the perfect answer for you right away, because I was saying at the beginning, this is very X Division 2002. X Division was known for definitely other than cruiserweights, I'd say X Division was known for definitely small, fast, very agile. Like the TNT title, it's definitely elevated to that level of where the X Division once was. But I think the X Division implied a certain style of match and a certain they had the Ultimate X match, and if anything, I was thinking like really young AJ Styles versus Low Key was kind of what I was thinking.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. But besides the in-ring skills ability, but what about the character though? Like think about the
character's different.
Yeah, it's different. That's another thing that what gets to me. But I'm with you on the in-ring skills. So that's all. Anybody else has any comparison? Who did you feel? I mean,
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Darby is definitely Jeff Hardy. The character, the look, the vibe, the underdog, the death-defying moves that come from behind victories, the cheering the little goth guy.
Yeah.
Jeff is much bigger than Darby, but Jeff is a lot smaller than anyone else on that roster at the time. So mega Hardy vibes for sure.
What about Jungle Boy?
I've been racking my brain, man. I can't think of a comparison to Jungle Boy. I mean, style-wise, maybe like early Brian Kendrick before he was like the heroin hipster character, like Spanky. But I think Jungle Boy's psychology is better in the ring, where like Spanky and Paul London were just spot fests.
Yeah.
Where with Jungle Boy, his in-ring work, you're with him the whole time. You're like, he's going for he's planning ahead. He has a game plan in there. You saw that with the Jericho match where he had to survive 10 minutes, and he didn't tap, but he didn't lose or he didn't win, whatever. So a lot more of a technical style than I would say a lot of people in the 205 division. I guess with Jungle Boy, he's in the 105 division, but I can't really think of anyone to compare it to, man. Like, looks like, I mean, not really.
What about in character though? Like in character. I mean, you kind of say, I know you mentioned Jeff.
Like Dudley.
It's just I don't know. The reason why I asked because it's hitting to me too. Like these two are gonna be like the
future,
the future of AEW.
Yeah,
just seeing this is like kind of reminds me of someone, but I like a certain two individuals. But
do you have somebody in mind?
I mean, shit. I mean, I want to say it, and I know that I might get heat for this shit, but I'm just going.
I guess early Jericho, like Lionheart Jericho, essentially would be Jungle Boy, right? Like
sounds about right.
Coming over from Lucha, coming up into WCW. During like the Dean Malenko feud a little bit. I mean, obviously not on the mic or anything, but but wrestling-wise,
I wasn't really like trying to like compare more like with like when it comes to the weight class division. It was more like just a character, just knowing how okay. I'm trying to. I'll use my words carefully and not piss anybody off. But if you guys get pissy, you comment right below because I don't want to piss nobody off. It's almost like that HBK Razor type of character that is kind of like, okay, two growing, fast growing stars.
I could definitely see the HBK.
Yeah, but HBK I would think of would be the Rockers HBK. Like the good guy up and coming.
But
his personality goes.
But did you see Darby was fighting dirty at the end?
Oh yeah, he had like a low blow or something like that, right?
Right to the eye. So he's
pulling his hair.
So that's like their HBK type of like character development. Maybe see a little heelish out of coming out of him. Just Jungle Boy being the underdog coming up.
Right.
That's what I kind of like. I could compare, or I could say like maybe like they're gonna get pissed when I say this, and I don't mean to compare them like that, but I'm going based on character, just the way it's Brett and Shawn Michaels as well. You can use Brett as Jungle Boy, Shawn Michaels, as Darby, because the character that he has, that like, don't give two shits type of character. Jungle Boy's more like the technical, more the tradition in kind of a way, even though he's blast from the past.
He's definitely a technician.
Yeah.
He's a fast flying technician, I guess you would say.
Yeah. And then since Matt mentioned TNA, I could tell you that this is like a Amazing Red and pretty much Jerry Lynn right here too.
Yeah.
You could, mention that. In WCW, you could mention, this is like your Eddie and Rey Mysterio too. You can mention that, or Dean Malenko as well.
I like that. I like that more than the Shawn and Brett thing.
Yeah, like I was just going based on the character, not the in-ring, because it's like it kind of explains like how these two, when they separated from their tag teams and they went on their own, they kind of like, okay, they made a career out of themselves going singles. That's why I kind of like meant it in that way. If you get what I'm saying.
I definitely see a lot of Shawn in Jungle Boy. Teen heartthrob, long hair, all that stuff.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing next week's AEW Dynamite. Let's move on to pro wrestling news now, ladies and gentlemen. Very briefly, just want to announce also that if you guys missed Ring of Honor 500 episode this past Monday, it was phenomenal, great. Make sure you go back and subscribe to Ring of Honor. There was great episodes. The
La facción ingobernable.
No pasa nada, cabrón. And also, they announced the Ring of Honor are be having the women's tournament starting next week with no announcement who's going to be in the tournament. So I'm like, who could be in this tournament? Starting on their YouTube channel every Wednesday, starting next Wednesday on the 28th. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm not quite sure. They haven't really been specific if it's going to be for the title shot or for the actual title, but I'm looking forward to seeing that in Ring of Honor. So make sure you catch that. Also, MLW made their announcement on May 1st. They're going to Vice TV starting on May 1st. Not their new episodes, but the libraries what they had on their YouTube channel will be implied to there. But there'll be once they'll announce more further announcement. Court Bauer will announce when he's going to have more the new episodes on Vice TV. And also want to wish speedy recovery for EC3, getting an infection.
Yeah, I saw him in the hospital. What happened?
He got an infection somewhere down here.
One
No details
more time.
given.
What was that? Was it?
No, not the private parts. No, like the stomach. So he had like a stomach infection.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know what exactly what it is, but
Yeah,
no
I saw
details
that.
given.
And I didn't know if that was storyline or something.
No, that's a little serious. It sucks because this guy always keep getting bad luck, man. He's
Well,
doing.
he just got signed to GSW, which is fantastic for everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean EC3 just got signed with Ring of Honor too, and it's just like, oh, EC3, come on, man, that's just not shit. I wish him the best.
It doesn't stay, and obviously his business is his business.
Yeah, no, and I respect that. I mean, absolutely not. Yeah. And now we finally got a response from CM Punk in regards for Will Ospreay saying, hey, I'll be challenging CM Punk. We didn't mention it last week and the week before that on the previous episode. CM Punk did actually finally had a response because they keep pushing him, keep pushing him again. We mentioned last time he said, "Oh, I'm busy making movies and whatever." Now he came out saying, "Okay, look, I am intrigued. I loved it, but there has to be a development about it." Ask me this question again at the end of the summer if he still has that belt. Will Ospreay's response was telling New Japan's president, "Get the checkbook ready. Tell him what he wants." So I love that Twitter that he replied back to CM Punk. I'm like, whoo, this is something that CM Punk is okay. You're getting called out by Japan, bro. You getting called out by the
I want to see
youngest.
I want to see how CM Punk works in that kind of psychology with the strong style,
right.
And how Japan works with those hour-long matches, 45-minute matches. CM Punk 45 minutes with Tanahashi. Ooh. That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
Did you see, I think it was a tweet or an interview CM gave like literally yesterday, talking about the WWE product?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw
Yeah, he
that.
goes like, WWE TV is shit right now. Like,
yeah.
I was like, dude, love it. Fantastic.
He knows it. That's why he's like.
Well, everybody knows it. He obviously is not the first to pull punches and not to, he's not going to not speak his mind. But I don't think he's saying anything a lot of people are going to disagree with.
CM Punk's like, I work for Fox, not WWE.
Yeah, I love that too. That was a great character.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I mean, do you feel for his, his response to that, and Will Ospreay saying get the checkbook ready to the head of board of New Japan? I know we've been saying it for quite some time that it's overrated with CM Punk, but I like this tweet from Will Ospreay, him calling him out like, look, motherfucker, the checkbook's right here, ready, waiting for you. Call your number right now. What's your number? So we make this match happen at the end of the summer. So I mean, I still feel that some CM Punk won't do it. But do you guys think differently, or you still feel the same as previously? You think that he's full of shit, not gonna go?
Man. CM can pull any trigger he wants in any direction.
Mm-hmm.
He just hasn't. I don't know what he's waiting for. So until I see it, I'm not going to believe he's going to do anything like that.
You guys agree? Money Mike? Matt?
So let's see. He has been away from the ring since 2014, right? It's been many, many years. I question how effective, well, not how effective he would be in the ring, but how, there's ring rust, right? And for him just to go ahead and have this one match and boom, there you go. I don't know how the high expectations we have of CM Punk are going to be delivered on. I'm just being honest in that they're going to have the checkbook ready, yes, but will the match be as good as it could have been 2015 or 2016? So at this point, a lot of people, myself included, are kind of losing interest in a return, because would he be the same CM Punk as before? Probably not. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, I would still watch it.
Yeah, I would still watch it.
I'd say his specialty now would probably, ever since the pipe bomb promo, his specialty is the whole storytelling and dramatics of it all. You know, kind of like how Jericho worked in New Japan. Jericho wasn't known for. I mean, he's got that moonsault, and then he's got his move set, and he was more of a brawler in New Japan. So if CM Punk comes to New Japan, maybe we might not see the old CM Punk. We might not see the new CM Punk. We might see CM Punk we've never seen before. There's a
You
whole
might see him
different,
like a whole UFC style, taking
Yeah,
whatever
we
he
could-
learned and then taking it to the ring.
yeah, we could see that, and that's
Mike's like, no.
hey, that thing's kind of welcome in New Japan. They love shooters. They love real hitters.
Of course.
They'll probably like right after Will Ospreay, they're gonna throw him right into Minoru Suzuki right
Oh
away.
my God, I would love to see that. Minoru's on Suzuki putting his ass on check.
Let's not forget Minoru Suzuki made Ken Shamrock tap, I believe.
Yes, sir. That's right. And then also wanted to go ahead and mention another individual's contract is up soon. And this individual is trying to find a way to get out and say, look, I still want to be with you, but I want to go here and I want to go there and I want to go here. I want to go all over the world, even though I still want to be in good standings with you. And I'm able to, and having those open doors. Can this happen? Can Daniel Bryan convince Vince McMahon to tell him, look, let me be your forbidden door, your forbidden key. Let me go to take my knowledge, take everything to New Japan. Ring of Honor. AEW,
Ring of Honor.
Noah.
Back to Ring of Honor. Wrestling.
Back to Noah.
DDT Pro Wrestling, he can go back. Shit, MOW he can able to go to. Impact he's able to go to. So many different promotions he's intrigued to go because, yeah, he said it himself, I love wrestling.
Daniel Bryan Marufuji rematch.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, there's nothing new. Like when he's such a hungry and evolution, like he still wants to grow and get better. And I don't know, like if you can do that if you're wrestling the same three guys for like 9 years. Like, I mean, there's only so many stories and challenges you can test yourself with.
What I mean
on a roster like that, so I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to give him credit where credit's due. At least Daniel Bryan, like, literally convinced Vince, like, here, look, let's push this guy. I want to work with him.
You're right,
like, and then
because he's hungry for new, opponents.
Yeah, instead of wrestling like 1,000 matches like every month with the same person on Monday nights or fucking Friday nights. And of course, I'm tired of seeing that shit. But this is something that I really would love to see if Vince. I mean, Vince gonna have to in a way. He doesn't really have to, but come on, you get the Bellas. I mean, I know they're not contract with them. I think they still are in contract with them, and to a certain extent, probably like as ambassadors for them for the women's. But he's still getting profit out of whatever they're making. So I mean, shit. This could be Daniel Bryan could be the first one to be like, all right, pal, let you be. You represent us, pal. Go over here. Right?
It always just comes down to one thing, like anything concerning WWE. It's just like, does Vince want it or does he not want it? And whatever makes Vince look good, he might finally cave. It's like, you know what? The kids love all these organizations. I might actually say yes. And now I'm going to pose for Playgirl magazine. What? Like, Vince is the kind of wacko who would do. It's like, okay, if I could do that, I'm also going to do all these other things too.
But yes, I mean, Money Mike, do you see that happening? Do you see Daniel Bryan getting that? Is he able to convince the old man with the saggy-ass grapefruits to stop being an egotistic piece of shit and just fucking allow Daniel Bryan to go ahead and move forward and do whatever the hell he wants under the umbrella WWE name?
It already happened. We already saw this. We've been here before. Chris Jericho asked Vince to go ahead and have that match with Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. He allowed it to happen.
He wasn't fully still in contract with him.
It doesn't matter. After years upon years of being a WWE guy and known as a WWE guy, Jericho went over there and what is this? Before Forbidden Doors were mentioned, it happened. Now, Vince is not a dumb guy. I have my doubts that he'll let this happen again. Especially with the whole supposedly rumor innuendo, folks. All that good stuff. Supposedly he regrets the whole Jericho thing on the Broken Skull sessions. He regrets letting some of those people go because AEW is actually a competitor, right? So it's getting cold in those grapefruits. So I don't know if that's gonna. They're shrink. It's getting shrinked up in there to the point where he's not gonna be flexible enough to let Daniel Bryan go. That's what I think is gonna happen.
I love it. Director, do you agree with him on this one?
1,000%. What I was going to say was that we heard somewhere after the fact that the AEW numbers jumped a lot higher than they anticipated, and a lot of credit is that given to Jericho going on the Broken Skull podcast. I don't know if it directly came down from Vince up there in the ivory towers of Titan, but someone had said something somewhere. They heard that Vince kind of regrets doing that had he known the results would have been so beneficial to AEW. And I don't think he would make that mistake by letting Daniel Bryan do the same thing, vice versa. He's just not the kind of guy I think that would do that out of the kindness of his heart.
His heart is not open. At first,
his heart is not open.
Now he closed it because, like, God damn it! I just let these people.
He let it crack. It cracked open, and all that light shone over on Dynamite, and he was like. Close that shit right back up, man. It's black like it should be.
Yeah, he didn't realize that Jericho was going to speak.
So I think that would have been the reason. No, I don't know if he would have been more open to it had that Broken Skull thing not happened. I would have been very surprised and very almost impressed if Vince had let Daniel Bryan go anywhere. And especially now after what we know what we're talking about with that rub of the cross promo coming on right now.
Oh yeah, especially when he said like, which we forgot to cover that. I know that it was too much, but for Jericho to say why he left in the first place, literally had the balls to say it. Right, this is why I left because of Vince's bullshit. They said, I'm like, I love this fucking show. I'm like, yep, good shit. I'm glad, and I'm pretty sure Vince went back and looked at it and was like, damn it, Stone Cold. Yeah, he probably is bad at
big
himself.
whoops.
I mean, but it is what it is. Too late already now, man.
But I'm sure he got a good amount of Peacock subscribers out of that thing, so it wasn't a complete loss.
Yeah. But I know Vince is looking at long term as well, as far as like how big those cracks can turn into crevices.
I don't know where I don't know where the hell Vince is looking at right now because he's not really much. I mean, even though he's the last person.
He's looking at naked pictures of himself. No.
Oh my God. I hope not. I mean, he's the last person of himself, he's the last say in the company, right? But he has his president also with a Khan name, last name Khan. And then of course, hey, I'm back. Here's a oh, yeah, that piece of shit. There, as you can see, all what's over the way Black Wednesday would have occurred. I'm like, shit. I don't know what direction they're going with, and this is not looking good. Honestly, it's not looking good at all. I think Vince is going to end up regretting. He already regrets that. Best believe that he's going to regret how Mike said earlier. He regrets other releases he's done. He's going to regret it now more because a lot of these releases are being eyed on by Scott D'Amore, Don Callis, Tony Khan, even MLW, even Ring of Honor, New Japan, and then it would mark my word.
AAA, CMLL, like let's
a lot of them. Let's go. And these guys are fighting for their 90-day clause to be like, fuck you, man. You're not paying me for 90 days and I'll be sitting at home. What's up with that? No, let me go. Let me go work.
Imagine years later when we're kind of in on this game. Circle of Debate Wrestling wants to sign these guys.
Oh my God, I definitely would.
We will sign Nicholas right away. Freaking
never lost a belt.
He undefeated champion. There you go.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And there you go. Goes your part 1 of episode 51. Part 2, we'll be discussing. We're gonna break down the New Japan news. Actually, I'll do it right now, right quick, very briefly. So tune in this tonight on New Japan Cup USA as the finals be crowning the first ever New Japan Strong World Champion, courtesy of David Marquez with the design of that prestigious championship belt. The winner not only just get the cup, but also we're going to be the first ever New Japan Strong World Champion between the finals of Brody King and
Filthy Tom Lawler.
Team Filthy, baby, all day.
Leader of Team Filthy. We got an MMA guy versus the big guy, you know.
He's not a big guy. He is the big guy.
The big guy, Brody
right.
King.
And also in the card as well, we have another tag team action. The Team Filthy, of course, the Bound Dirty, Chris Dickinson, and JR Kratos. Oh, man, versus TJP Clark Connors. And also the debut of Wheeler Yuta from Ring of Honor, making his debut in New Japan Strong versus, of course, the Ace Man, Rocky Romero. So make sure you guys tune in on that. Subscribe to NewJapanWorld.com to purchase that and watch all these Incredibles, New Japan Strong and New Japan matches they have. So there you go, you have it. So then in part 2, we will discuss about Impact's Rebellion. And then also we'll talk about NXT. And no WWE. No mas. No mas.
I'm sticking my tongue out for you audio listeners.
Yes, sorry. I mean, I know I'll probably mention 2 things for you guys. So that's probably all I'll do.
That it sucked and that it was too long.
And there you have it.
That's it. There, we just mentioned it.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. Part 2 will start right after our sponsors.